Hey guys, I'm Trayson, and in today's video we're checking out my 34-inch LG curved monitor. If you are looking for a big monitor and need more of a reason than it's awesome, let's get into it. So originally my plan was to mount the iMac above and have the bigger monitor down below, but the iMac is quite a bit heavier than the LG, so I ended up mounting that up top just to be safer, and I've actually really grown to love this look. This monitor has an aspect ratio of 3440 by 1440. So it's below 4K, but it's between 2 and 3K, and I'll tell you why. So 2K resolution is 2048 by 1080, and 3K is about 3326 by 1871. So horizontally, this monitor would be classified as a 3K screen, but vertically it's between 2 and 3K. So that's why overall I say between the two. Either way, this screen has plenty of resolution and I've never been unimpressed by it. I absolutely love the 21 by 9 aspect ratio, and a lot of videos aren't made to fit that, but let me tell you, when you get something that fits that, you get butterflies and are so excited to use the full screen. It's super cool. LG did a great job on the bezels on this screen. You'll notice next to my iMac, they're probably less than half the size around the screen, so it's much truer to a full screen look on the LG than it is to the iMac. Now let's check out the ports on the back of this thing and see what we've got. Let's just get this crummy iMac out of the way. Just kidding. Alright, I've got a few things moved around and scooted out of the way. Let's just censor this part right here. Don't look at my mess, it's hideous. Alright, I had to unplug a few things and scoot things around to get the monitor flipped around so we can see the back. And now I know you can see all my cords here. What a mess. Actually, it's not that bad, but everything's exposed. So I'll probably title this, Exposed, the cords of my monitor. It'll get like 30 million views first day, no problem. But alright, checking this out. I'll have to throw an image up, I'm sure, because this is a terrible angle and I'm too lazy to move the camera over here. So, starting at the top here, you've got a couple of USB 3.0 inputs. You've got a digital in, 2 HDMIs. You've also got a super speed port, but I've actually never used that myself. If you do have the hookups though, you can get like 10 times the speed compared to USB 2.0 on that thing. Then you've got your audio jack input and your power input. Now the nice thing with the USBs is if you need to charge extra stuff, you've got a couple ports here, you can run some cables. I believe they actually do the speed charging, so that's kind of nice. Alright, so I'm gonna move some stuff back and get it all organized again. Some LG monitors will come with speakers, they're right under here. Mine do have speakers, some models don't. That wasn't a big deal for me because I knew I was going to get these nice studio speakers. I actually did a whole review on those. If you want to check that, you can click up here. Here. Got a cookie down here. Come on, get it. Come get it. There it is. So you can check that out if you want to. I'll also link it below. So LG does make a few versions of the curved 34-inch monitor. They also have a flat 34-inch monitor, and that one's a bit cheaper. And I kept going back and forth on which one I wanted, and I ended up going with the curved for a few reasons. One, since again the monitor is much bigger than my iMac, the curve brings in the edges just a little bit, so it's not sticking out as far. And one thing that worked out for me is the menu button is right under the logo in the middle, and because it's curved and the way I have this set up, as you can see, I'm able to reach just right under and hit the menu. And I can change my settings if I need to. If I had gotten the flat version, I wouldn't be able to reach under there. It'd be much more of a pain. I do love the way they did the menu on this monitor. It's super easy. There's only one button. You just press it once to engage it. It's a joystick style button, so you just click it around. I'm just clicking up, down. It's super easy, super intuitive, and they did a great job making this a user-friendly monitor. Now 90% of the time, I just leave my setup as is, but sometimes when I'm exporting a big project or have a big download going or whatever, I'll switch to my other HDMI input where I've got a Nintendo Switch hooked up, and I'll play some games on the top monitor while the computer's doing its thing. Now where mine's got the speakers, I could use those while playing a game, but I have this little Sony speaker. It's right under here. It fits perfectly under my iMac. It was a nice use for me to plug that in. So I have that plugged into the headphone jack on the monitor. But again, that just kind of depends on you and your situation. I've got the speakers, I've got these speakers. I just wanted to get a use out of this little guy. I didn't want to have to change my JBL speakers, plugging them in and out to the monitor, so I just plugged in my other little speaker. Nothing does a great job. It's probably better overall than monitor speakers, but again, I haven't honestly tried them out, so that's up to you and whether your monitor has speakers or not. Perhaps some of you are wondering why I needed a second monitor when I've already got a 27-inch iMac that I'm working on, and the reason is because it is awesome. So is hitting that like button. In all reality though, I do a lot of video work and I edit in Adobe Premiere Pro. And unfortunately iMacs have a problem with their color grading that they don't quite match up in the end, so I needed another monitor to help me with that. And for whatever reason, Apple or Adobe has not changed this setting. They've got it currently set up for some big shots and the gear that they use, rather than the everyday user like me and the setup that I have. Now before those of you who know what you're talking about suggest that I switch to Final Cut Pro X or plug in a LUT into Premiere Pro to fix that problem, I have tried those things, and that's not the only reason why I wanted this monitor. So on this monitor, like I was saying, I do most of my editing on the LG, and then I run other programs and things on the iMac as needed. And LG has a 99% true color accuracy, so that was super helpful for me in doing my video editing work. And since I've been using the LG for my color grading and working on it on my projects, I haven't had any issues and it looks great over all devices. So that was a huge step up for me. So it's super nice having two screens to work on and have your workflow going, having some programs on the bottom, some on top, and it just makes it a lot easier not having to switch windows as I'm working or cut back and forth like that. This is a humongous workspace between the two. And another fun use I have for it is when I'm doing photography work. I actually do that on the iMac. And I know the colors in video and photo on iMac are different, so photo editing works just fine. But I'll edit my photos on the iMac, and I'll actually throw a movie or music or whatever on the top, and that makes the work go a lot faster. It's super fun, and I think it's a great use of the monitor. Some of you might be wondering how I've got the monitor mounted, and you kind of saw a little bit when I moved this stuff before, so let's rewind and I'll show that to you. So I knew I wanted a mount when I ordered the monitor, so right away when I placed my order, I went ahead and ordered an extra tall Vivo monitor mount as well, and let me show you all about this thing. And I'll make sure to link this down below as well. So overall, this has been an amazing monitor stand. It's exactly what I needed and wanted, and it only cost $30 or $40. And to put that all in perspective, I've had this set up for a year now, and it has held up perfectly. Now I worked in a corporate office for 4.5 years, and they bought monitor stands all the time, and the ones they bought were $120, and let me tell you, they were total garbage. This thing is a third the cost and works 10 times better than those expensive ones. So this stand comes in 3 different sizes. I got the extra tall version because again, I've got my iMac in front of it. It's big, it's a big monitor, and I didn't want to push it to its limits. I still have like 4 or 5 inches on the mount pole back here, but I didn't want to push it to its limits and risk anything, so I just went for the biggest one. Depending on your setup, maybe you don't have anything else mounted around, this might be your only monitor, you just want it mounted nicer, or don't have desk room for the stand or something, you might just need a smaller size, but again, you can see that link down below. So this stand makes moving the monitor extremely easy. I can tilt it, like look at this, with my pinky, I can just move it around with ease. It's like nothing. It's so easy, moves flawlessly, buttery smooth. You can tilt it around, however. I can pull it out. Oh, I've got it all plugged in. Let me unplug all these. I have it all set up just for my spot, but anyway, I can pull it out, push it way back. Again, tilting it is like nothing. And like I said, I've got this entire pole mount, so I can move the monitor as high or low as I want according to this thing. I can't remember the exact measurement of it, but again, it was the extra tall. Now this also comes with cable management clips. It comes with 4 of them. So you've got one here, 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 and here. And these slide around too. So this came with 2 different mounting plates, but this is a clamp. It goes around the desk like this, hooks on. It also came with just a round one with a screw going through and the mount plate on beneath that. So like I've got my desk hole here that I'm running all my cables through, but if you don't have that problem or you've got more space, it has another mount that you could put flat with the screw through and mount it that way. Or again, at like my corporate job, they would get some mounts and drill holes and put their mounts on that way. So it has those two options, which was nice. For me, I just needed it scooted back all the way, so I used that C-clamp type clamp, and it's on there nice and snug. It's a big clamp. Another cool thing about these mounts is if I ever had a different setup and wanted to mount another monitor, I could just buy another arm clamp like this one, throw it on down here, or you can buy dual monitor mounts. So it would have an arm coming off both sides, so you can have up to 4 monitors mounted. Now this arm does have some good range to it. As you saw, it's still not extended all the way. But if you are mounting multiple monitors, if you want them side by side, they would need to be much smaller than this one. I've seen some people have 2 of these things mounted together, and it's a super cool setup, but it wouldn't work on this mount. So because I bought the mount when I bought the monitor, I never actually set up the stand that it came with, but I went ahead and pulled it out of the closet, peeled off all the plastic, and put it together to show you. It's a super nice stand. It's got some good weight to it, and it's got a nice curve to it right here as well. And the stand itself, when the monitor is mounted, you can move it about 4 inches, so that much. And it's got a spring, and then it also gives you this tilt. So it's not a ton of tilt, but that is there, and that's nice. It also came with this little cable management bracket. That's super easy. Literally just snap it in right like that. When your cord's along the back, your desk will be more organized. Having a curved monitor has been so much fun, and moving forward, I think I will always have a curved monitor. Another thing that has a great curve to it is that like button. If you can go ahead and hit that for me, I would appreciate it. It does help me out with the algorithm, so thank you. Now there are 2 things about this monitor that were kind of negatives for me, but they are not big ones, and they shouldn't sway you in your decision about buying one. The first one is when the monitor is in sleep mode, the power button, that joystick button, actually glows and blinks white. It goes on and off every few seconds. And now it's not a big deal for me now where I'm in an office, but before I had the office space, I had it out in the open, set up in our family area, and at nighttime when I went out and it was dark in the room, I would always notice that blinking white light. Now there probably is a setting for this, but again, since I'm in an office now, it doesn't matter anymore to me, but at the beginning that was something. So the second thing is actually my own doing, and as you saw before, the main button is right under here, so I have to awkwardly reach up through here, which isn't a problem overall. It's just something that if it was on the side, that wouldn't be an issue for me. Unless people have multiple mounted, which I've seen. It's a really cool look, but then again, that would work better for them. I just wanted the nice seamless monitor setup. I could raise this a little higher, and that wouldn't be so bad, but again, it is what it is. That's how I wanted it, and so that's what I have to deal with. So again, overall, this has been an amazing monitor. I don't regret buying it at all. I love this monitor, and I've actually had it for about a year now. I bought it around Christmas time last year. I got it on sale for $50 off. Now I have seen the price fluctuate on these things, but they're usually anywhere from $500 to $600. So that's not a big sale that I caught, but it did cover the cost of me buying that mount without adding extra cost to it. So that was nice. And LG does make a few different of these monitors, and they update their monitors pretty regularly. So you might not find the exact model I have, but I have seen newer ones where they've added a USB-C port on the back. And overall, other than that, it's the exact same monitor. So I'll link one below that's the closest one I can find. But again, if you just know what you want, what you're looking for, it's in that price range, it's the same size, same specs, you should be good to go. And you can look at other suggested items or similar items to help you dial it down. But it has been a fantastic monitor for me. And again, I'll link it below, so that'll help you look. I hope you found some good value in this video. I try to pack these full of as much content as I can without making it terribly long. So if you found something valuable, hit that like, leave me a comment. I do read every single comment and reply to them, and it does help me out with the algorithm. So I appreciate your help, and I'll see you in the next one.